Welcome back to No Good Rolls, Just Good Role Playing. I'm your host and DM, Kurt. And as you can see, we've got a few new faces around the table here. I'm going to go around the table and let everybody kind of introduce themselves to the stream. I'm going to start at the opposite side. I'm going to leave our new person to the end. Ren, can you tell us about yourself? No pressure, man. Okay.
Hi, I'm Kevin. I'm playing Ren, a Genku Rogue.
Hi, I'm Ulfer. I play Tova, a tattoo wizard.
And returning for his second appearance here.
That's right. Long forgotten. Torkin the Lost.
Hardly forgot.
Who you guys abandoned in Nightstone so many days ago. I woke up and everyone was just gone, and tried to follow you, but you guys were hard to pursue. So yeah, I'm Torkin the Lost, the wild barbarian.
And as always, the ever-present Tabaxi bard, Jasper Jinx. And I am here to sing my way into your hearts, as always. So.
It's the mustache and the goatee that's throwing him off.
Yeah, he's not sure who he is. He's in disguise now. And I'm Berta, and I am playing Annika Silverbow, Paladin of the Order of the Gilded Eye of Helm. I'm here to mostly keep an eye on Jasper.
Hey. I resemble that remark.
And our newest player here is Alicia. Why don't you tell us a little bit more than the rest?
I'm a fire genasi sorcerer. I'm a far traveler. I don't really have a home, really, so I just like wander around.
Well, you can make a home at our table here. And this is your first time here. Everybody, you've kind of just met back up at Bryn Shander. During our last episode, is everything okay there, Tech Goblin?
Tiny adjustments.
See, that's why you don't use strength as a dump stat.
And that's why I don't have strength. It hurts. I need to go rest now.
That would be a wizard. Sorry. Yeah, the last session, you guys just finished defending Bryn Shander from giants. Torkin, you probably bumped into some of your old companions here in Bryn Shander as well. And you're like, hey, you left me behind. I'm not letting you get away now.
That's right. You're stuck with me.
And you guys have also met Auburn here, the Genasi. And you guys can do your own introductions. You guys are all at one of the inns in town, which I don't remember the name to.
We're at the Northlook, I thought.
Kelvin's Comfort?
Kelvin's Comfort. That's right.
Do I get inspiration for having that written down?
I'll give you inspiration if you can remember the name of the knight that was staying here who gave you a quest.
The Knight? Oh, I have the Knight. Knight of Tyr, member of the Gauntlet, Sir Beric.
Well, I guess I...
Had a chat, but not much was learned.
I guess I owe you inspiration now. Take your inspiration.
Yay.
Don't be jealous, guys. I mean, he gives inspiration all you. We can give him inspiration early in the game.
I've seen him in the first session. I know he needs it. So.
Yeah.
Especially trying to get away with things with her.
Exactly.
Well, I haven't tried to kill you yet.
You guys are able to stay here at the inn on the dime of the town after they saved you. You've also been given kind of some quests to go out and about in the northern region here to attempt to complete. I've given you those over Discord between this session and the last session. I told you about them, and I'm sure you all remember.
I wasn't here, so I'm immune
I
from
got
this.
you.
We totally blacked out over the whole Discord thing.
You guys had too much fire brandy. It's rock gut. Stay away from it.
I can't help myself.
It's dwarven rock.
It is.
It's the good stuff.
But yeah, so you guys have some quests to attempt to accomplish. at this point in the campaign, things get much less railroady. You can see I've got a map on the table here. You guys may have a little more trouble because it's tilted that way, but
All the way
trust
over
me, there's
there.
actually a map. I've got a push pin in Bryn Shander, and you can see all the different places in the world that you're allowed to attempt to travel to.
So we have the people of Bryn Shander have asked us to do several different things. As a recap, we'll talk about places where we can go. So we can go to Brighthelm, Arik, the dwarven guard that I was fighting with at the gate. She's got a clan in Brighthelm, and we can get reinforcements for the town from there. So we'd go be talking to dwarves at Brighthelm, and that's nearby, I believe. I think.
If you
I
see
don't
it-
know
if you
this
see it,
area.
point it out.
Brighthelm, nope.
I can't even help you because I really can't see the
I
map.
thought that
Maybe we
dwarves
should hire a
were
guy.
I just
here.
like pull the map
Go
over.
But
over
there's
that
lines
way.
of Mirabar there.
We could always hire a guide.
Yeah, I don't know this area, so we'd have to
I feel like
find
we
it.
don't know where that is. So. Oh, you're Googling? All right.
What was the name of the place?
Brighthelm?
Um,
It'll be up along the north, I think.
There are several things in Waterdeep, and I would not mind going back to Waterdeep. My family's home is near there.
And Waterdeep is just down the coast quite a bit.
It's
Waterdeep
down-
is down
It
here.
is down the coast, southern quite a ways, and I really don't like the cold, so I wouldn't mind going down that way. But there is, Sirik has asked us to look for his father, Artis Simber. He has connections to, I think that's a criminal element of Waterdeep. Devessa has an aunt in Waterdeep who's captain of a ship, the Dancing Wave, which a ship could give us a lot more easier way to move
Travel
around.
back and forth.
Yeah. And then there is. That's the two things in Waterdeep. And then there is. Barrick has asked us to go to Neverwinter and update the person who sent him on his quest with the progress, which is kind of none, but
And that's kind of on the way if we want to head down the
Neverwinter is
coast.
just down the coast again. as
Mhm.
well.
yeah, heading towards Waterdeep.
Not that I'm trying to encourage you to go down the coast.
And then Markham has asked us to patrol Icewind Dale
Which is this
and
area.
to look for any news of giants. And Belladora says if we travel southwest and take 10 trail to Huddlestone and tell someone named Thrip that she sent us.
Yeah, Huddlestone's right here, just
It's very nearby.
close.
So we could potentially just.
Huddlestone, Neverwinter, and then Waterdeep.
So I'm going to flag down a wench and be like, do you know where Brighthelm is? And we're going to look very, very closely for Brighthelm.
Is Brighthelm spelled Bright?
As far as I know,
Yeah.
I can double check that.
Yeah, even I'm looking.
Tech Goblin, do you know where it is?
Are they yelling at us in the comments about where it is yet?
Located on the Sword Coast in the Frozen Far.
Frozen. So it's got to be around here somewhere.
Maybe it's
Unless it's a small enough town, it
Here.
doesn't. Because that's
There's
the black
cold wood, iron
Ford Road,
slag.
Miranda.
This is our entire stream, just us trying to find this one place.
It's one.
Do we want to go there and
The
see where it is?
Adventures of Brighthelm.
At one point, I could tell you where everything was, but I drank most of those brain cells away.
Just take the whole.
Yeah, we might need
Here,
to do
here.
this. Hands instead of a map. Hands instead of a map. Map. No hands. Map. No. Hands. No map.
Are you sure it was the town of Brighthelm? Or because
Meet with rep from Brighthelm in Ironmaster.
There you go.
Ironmaster.
Oh.
Okay, so that's
Right there.
yeah.
Oh,
Ironmaster's
okay.
just north of
I googled it, it was
Huddle-
like Clan Brighthelm, so I
of
thought it was-
Huddlestone.
There we go.
So we're looking for a place, not.
That was a clan. The clan is in Ironmaster.
we just wander
The wench is like,
the
do you
entire
mean
continent.
Ironmaster?
So Ironmaster is here. Huddlestone is here. Neverwinter, Waterdeep. So
So we could do the ones that are closer. Kind of do a little bit of a travel around and see what happens.
Work our way to the
So I'm going
coast.
to
and-
introduce you here at this point to the group. So you guys are kind of fighting over where exactly the dwarven clans rest, and the bar waitress comes up. She says, "I seem to remember the Genasi talking about that." And she looks around, and you see. She points over to another table. It's quite crowded. Everybody's kind of talking amongst themselves at the table, and you see. Could you describe your character for us?
I've got like short, fiery hair, like actual fire hair. My skin is like kind of reddish tint.
She's
How
on
are you-
fire.
How are you dressed?
Um,
It's fairly cold here in the area, but would that even bother you?
no, but I've got like short sleeves shirt, some chainmail.
You guys are kind of jealous because most of you guys have been up in parkas, and she looks
16
much more
draped
comfortable.
across.
that's me. I've got all my costumes on from my tickle trunk.
So he's like in layers and he can barely move.
So, Auburn, you hear the bar waitress. She shouts your name a few times over trying to get your attention over the crowd, and you see her waving you over. And she's at a table with these goofballs. There's
That's right.
kind of like a birdman and a very stout-looking dwarf covered in tattoos, and then a very large, burlier dwarf also covered in tattoos. Some kind of cat person,
It's quite tall and skinny.
and then like a very stoic-looking knight of some
But still
description.
kind of really shiny looking.
So she's waving you over.
And the stoic person's giving you a wave like, come, talk to us.
I'll hesitantly go over because I don't like people.
So you slowly make your way over, and the tavern waitress is like, Auburn, right?
Yes.
Yeah. These guys are thinking about going to Iron Master. You were talking about that place, weren't you?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, maybe you can help them out.
Do you know where it is?
I've passed by it.
Okay. Well, that's better than we were doing. So we need to go there and talk to the Bright Helm clan. Apparently, it's not the town. So would you like to show us how to find it?
Sure.
So I mean,
you do know where it is. You do know where it is.
okay. So you can show us how to find it, and maybe if you help us with some of our quests, we can, split some of the rewards.
Hey! We didn't discuss this. But I guess. Sorry.
Do you know where Iron Master is?
I'll sniff it out.
It sounds better than
I think he
wandering
was
through
arguing
the
about the
wild
splitting-
snow.
I'm pretty sure the kobolds have been there. They all blend together.
Or the splitting of profits. He was
Torkin
arguing.
is much more fascinated with, do you give off heat? Because he sees your hair's on fire and kind of is going like,
Warm.
Yeah, we don't gather around the campfire at night. We gather around the
A
little
jungle.
bit, yeah.
exactly.
He is mildly exothermic.
Excellent.
I don't know if you could use her to cook.
Well, we don't need to go that far.
Just
I'm
to
just
stand
saying,
next to her would be nice.
I'm standing next to her when we're walking.
So you guys are able to discuss what's going on at Iron Master?
Iron Master. Yeah.
Iron Master.
We're going to talk to who?
The Bright Helm clan, they are Oryx's relatives. And we can ask them, she says that if we tell them that she sent us, we can ask them for reinforcements for the town of Brinchander. Because in the last fight with the giants, their town guard was kind of beat up a little bit. So they're looking for a little bit more protection for the town.
Now, I'm looking here. There's a road from Brinchander to Huddlestone, and then down to a fork in the road and back up to Iron Master. I'm guessing we probably can't go cross country. From Bryn
Well,
Chandler.
yeah, you can if you want to.
I think we could, but I think it would be difficult, and if we are just walking,
Yeah.
it's not going to be fun.
I
Okay.
encourage a cross-country trip.
So we're gonna go to Huddlestone first, I
I
think.
think so.
Or Hundlestone?
Well, let's follow our guide, though. Where does she think we should go?
So Auburn, just give me a quick history check. I know, like yourself personally, you may not know much about what's going on in these places, but let's see what your character knows. So just roll a history check.
Even better if the character makes it up.
Can't believe you're giving away some of our money.
Well, it doesn't have to be your money. My order takes care of me most of the time, so it'll be my money.
19. So you actually do know quite a bit. You've been there. You've tried to get in. I don't know exactly why. I'm going to let you BS something about why. But you know that the dwarves only allow their own in. They're very xenophobic about having the other races come down into their homes. So you know that you're supposed to just wait until one of the dwarven people that live there approach you to see what goes on. But you were never quite brave enough to stay out and wait by the standing stones with just all the chaos that's been going on in the countryside. But having 5 others there with you, you feel a little more confident about waiting for the dwarves to approach you, especially having 2 dwarves in your party.
Do you tell us this?
Yeah.
Okay. So, are the 2 dwarves going to actually help us, or are they going to be, because they're from a different clan, is it going to be a problem?
Well, with the 19, you understand they are different clans, but they're still
Dwarven.
blood if you go back far enough.
Okay. Humans don't do stuff like that. So.
So you guys are going to spend the night here and then head to Huddlestone?
Yeah.
So, welcome. You're welcome to sit with us and hang out with us, and we'll leave at first light.
I asked the barmaid for a bottle of fire whiskey.
She looks at you. You want the entire bottle?
How much will that set me back?
4 gold.
Excellent.
It's a fairly large bottle. And she comes, she takes your money and she sets it gingerly on the table. She says, "It's all yours."
Thank you. I carefully stick that in my pouch.
Fire ouch.
Need a gift for the dwarfs.
That's probably a good idea. I am going to drink weak ale.
Did you guys want to do anything else while you're here in Bryn Chandler, or is it going to be just enjoy the evening and then head out in the morning?
I'd like to enjoy the evening, but keep an eye out for, any kind of gossip or things that I could glean. I want, is Orc still around? In the
No, she's made her way out and she's kind of fawning over the sheriff somewhere.
Yeah, okay. I figured as much. Yeah.
I'm gonna do my nightly routine of singing and dancing for money.
Roll a perform check, sir.
$13. With inspiration. That's a D4, right?
No, my inspiration, you
Is
just
you
re-roll
re-roll.
your d20.
19.
So you make, I rolled a 4, so you make 4 times that. You'll make 16 gold, off and on in different coinage. So you
Okay.
get handfuls of money thrown in your hat or however you collect at the end of your performance. Everybody seems quite happy. Being the heroes of the town's defense doesn't hurt at all.
Nice. Okay, that's pretty much all I'm gonna do.
Okay, well, The rest of the evening is full of merriment and more ale. Lots of drinks are thrown at your table for you to drink, not like.
No, like
Screw you
angrily.
guys.
Yeah.
And then you are able to spend the night at the tavern. The morning comes. You are greeted by the smell of hot porridges and breads downstairs cooking, and you're presented a meal as well as some travel rations for the day. And you are able to leave Bryn Shander if you wish.
It's like, how many rations do we get?
One each.
One each?
You can obviously buy more if you want, but he's giving you a free meal as well as
Free
a
ration.
free trail ration.
I had 5 already, so.
That's appreciated. I have 10.
I have as many as I want because I'm the DM.
Yes, you have so many.
Well, I thought we were bragging for a second.
Is there any place in town to buy potions, or is Bryn Shander kind of doesn't have?
Bryn Shander is a fairly large place, and if you look around, you can find a place to find potions.
Okay. I would like to see how much a potion of healing is.
A potion of healing costs 50 gold.
Okay. Any discount
Watered down version, perhaps?
for a
or-
hero?
Fortunately, I can't give you a discount. Most of my wares are being bought up very quickly by the townsfolk who were injured by the boulders that were being thrown at the town.
That's fair. They do need it more than I do.
No other potions you were looking for?
No.
I'm just going to pull up the list of quests that I've given you guys.
So what's in Huddlestone?
Huddlestone is Belladora. Didn't give us much information. She just said travel southwest and take 10 trail to Huddlestone. Tell Thrip that she sent us. Belladora was quite traumatized by the fact that she could not save the family she was trying to save.
Gotcha.
So she didn't tell us much more.
She
And I used the soft voice. Leave me alone.
What's your charisma modifier?
My charisma modifier? +3.
Just trying to see if you'd remember the description I'd given earlier. So you guys, as you're leaving Bryn Shander, you go past the main doors at the southeast exit, and you can see that they are shredded. When the ice giants came in, they destroyed the front gate. You remember fighting here yesterday. The one door is kind of off kilter on its hinges. The other one's been ripped right off the wall. And there's about 10, 15 workers trying to lift the door up back into position so they can re-bolt it to the walls. So you guys are going to head south along the road there, correct?
Yep.
I have many little...
Things that are going to destroy you.
Yeah, many little encounters for you to like die from.
You can easily make it to Huddlestone in a day. You can make it about... I had to look up the movement speeds, but you can travel about 24 miles a day at an average pace. And you can see it's got the slider at the bottom showing distance. So it's...
I know one's got
It might be a long day, but you can make it to Huddlestone in one day. Leave as the sun's coming up and arrive just shortly after the sun's going down.
Even with short dwarf legs.
Even with short dwarf legs.
And we're just on foot, right? We don't have mounts or anything.
No.
Correct.
Okay.
Nobody said they wanted to buy a horse, or...
Or an axe beak.
Only a few shrubs cling to life around this area. Most of the rocks are all covered in moss. The mountain slopes here have very little flora. As you get close to Huddlestone, you can see the town's buildings are very low, with most of their roofs cut from hard soil and rock. getting closer, you can see that most of the people here appear to be gnomes or dwarves.
I'd like to stop somebody and ask if they know someone named Thrip.
Roll me a good luck roll with your percentage, please.
I got a 72.
Yeah, I know Thrip. He's just kind of a tinkerer. He makes things for the mine where I work at. He makes things for lots of the mines.
Do you know where he lives or where I can find him right now?
The gnome you're talking to turns around, he points in towards town. He's like, if you go, stay on this road and you go into town, you'll go past 4 or 5 buildings, you'll see a bright red one. Turn to the east and go for another 2 blocks and that you'll see Thrip's store there. He's got a sign out there that says Thrinkers Tinkerers.
Thrinkers Tinkerers?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Helm's blessing upon you.
Thank you. He goes back to looking through the rocks. You're not sure what he's looking for, but he's flipping rocks over.
Hopefully he finds what he's looking for. So we'll head into town and we'll see if we can find Tinkers.
So you go into town, like I said, most of the buildings are made out of stone, sod roofs, very, very rural. It seems fairly empty in town. Like the hustle and bustle of people working that you'd expect to see just isn't there. So you head into Thrinkers Tinkerers and you find the red building, you turn to the east and there it is. Very, very bland exterior to the store, but it's got a big window, and inside the window you see all kinds of little clockwork machines and doodads, obviously put there to gather people's attention.
That's very interesting.
Mm-hmm. I scurry on in and saunter in, and I go up to him and I'm like, "Hi there. What kind of? You see, you have some interesting things here."
So you're not sure who it is, but there's just one gnome there working at a bench in front of a big pile of bronze bits and bobs and pieces of machinery and gears, and he's got these big goggles on, like it's for working on watch pieces. And he looks up at you and he's, oh. You said something? What? Huh?
Yes, I see you've got lots of wonderful little trinkets and gnomish trinkets.
What? I can't hear you.
I see you have lots of gnomish trinkets and doodads. Anything? These all for sale?
Oh no, they're for sale.
Oh, this man's going to die.
I come in behind Jasper and I'm like,
You can just
"Are you Thrip?"
No, I'm sitting here. I didn't trip.
I write down, I get a piece of paper and I write down, "Do you have trouble hearing?"
No, why?
You're just fine.
Okay. We're looking for Thrip.
That's my father. I'm just Thrip.
Nice to meet you, Thrip. Belladora sent us. I say very slowly and loudly, and I enunciate very clearly.
He does understand when you say Belladora, and he seems to change his disposition quite a bit.
In what way?
Just less like weird confusion on his face, and he kind of sits up and looks at you straight. He's like, "Oh, what did Belladora have to say?"
She didn't say much. She just sent us to see you. There's been trouble in Bryn Shander.
Is Belladora okay?
Physically, yes. I think she's quite upset by what happened. I'm not sure exactly why she sent us to you, whether you just needed to know that, or are you family?
You could say that. The only one with a good enough passive insight is you, Jasper. He's all of a sudden started to hear just fine.
The rage boils up inside, knowing that the little bastard was just fucking with me. And I just kind of slowly back into a corner where it's nice and shadowed and just glare at him through the darkness.
He's doing the cat,
Try to look.
the cat look of judgment.
Bellador is kind of family. What happened?
During the troubles in Bryn Shander, I believe she was trying to help a family, and she was not able to save them. I do believe that this hurt her feelings quite well. It's rough, the first ones you lose.
He kind of looks at the group of you. He says, "This is far from the first people that she's lost. But it's very hard." He gets up. Well, he sits up and basically falls off the stool because it's so much higher than he is. And scuttles over to the window and climbs up a little pile of books there so he can get to the toys that are in the window. And he pulls out a little bronze, a tiny clockwork dog made of copper and tin. And he comes over to you and pulls a key out of his pocket. And he says, if you head back to Bryn Shander, take this to Belladora.
Gives us a key or the clockwork dog?
Both.
While he's climbing that ladder, do I see anything that's worthwhile me pocketing?
Roll an investigation. Well, your passive investigation is good enough. There's all kinds of little clockwork toys in here. The pile of stuff that he was working on is at best worth its weight in copper, but you don't think you'd be able to get any of it without causing a small avalanche. But there's a few odds and ends of like clockwork toys in here, but none of them have the keys that you can see.
Oh, so it's like a wind-up key.
Yes.
Okay. That makes more sense. Okay.
A character can use the key and an action to wind up the dog, after which it follows you for 12 hours. At the end of that duration, the dog stops until wound again. He hands it to you. He says,
Even have the representation.
I
of
even
some-
have.
Yes.
It's wind-up dog.
don't put a key in it. He says, if you head back to Bryn Shander, give this to Belladonna. It should help raise your spirits.
So if we wind it, it'll follow us for 12 hours.
Yes, but it's maybe half a pound. Like it's
Yeah.
not very big. You can pick it up and carry it.
I will take the dog from him and I will put it in my backpack. Very carefully, padding it with some of my winter clothing that's in there.
Right?
I assume Jasper's eyeing things to knock off shelves.
Yep. Maybe a gnome.
So he
That
climbs
ladder
back,
looks a little rickety.
He's on a pile of books.
climbs back down the pile of books and scampers over to his chair and climbs up the stool and starts working on things like doing the crazy squint, and he's finally puts the big glasses back on and goes back to work.
Thank you, Thrip. We'll tell her we saw you.
What?
And he's back.
Have a good day.
No, I own the shop. I don't get paid.
Bye.
Which one?
All right. I wave and I walk out.
Mage hand was that close. It was that close. Just like, no.
So as you
How
guys
does it
are
go?
walking out of the
Yeah.
store, you open the door. You hear a little dingle from a bell above the door, and he perks his head and says, "Welcome to my shop."
I take his bell.
That'll teach him.
Yeah.
Roll a sleight of hand.
11.
Good enough.
Did I see that with an 11? Passive perception of an 11? Don't think so.
Far too distracted by
no,
running away from
You
this
see
gnome.
it. You see it with an 11.
I see
don't know
it.
if you give a shit.
Jasper, put that back.
That was apparently the asshole tax.
Yes. Yeah. You're lucky that's all.
Why
You're
did you
lucky
steal-
that's all it was.
Why did you steal his bell?
Because he's an asshat. He could hear you the whole time. He was pretending.
Alright. I don't
And
know
if you
what's
didn't-
at end.
And if you didn't see that, that's on you, not me.
So it is quite late in the evening. Don't know if you want to head back out on the road
To
tonight
the
or not.
bar.
Let us find an inn.
So you guys make the rounds around town. It's not very big. It seems that most of the town is built for dwarves or gnomes. And like Jasper, you're a little on the big side to even get through the door frames. Annika, Auburn, I don't know how tall you are. Are you just average
5, 6.
5'6"? Even you're having a little bit of trouble ducking under the door frames every now and then. You got to pat out a little singe mark. But yeah, you are able to find an inn. It's just called the Rusty Cup. There's a picture of a brown metal cup there with rust all over it. And going inside, just like the smell of sweat from hard work mixed with like coal hits you. And there's all kinds of dwarves covered in soot and oil, as well as gnomes. And the six of you coming into the bar gives them something to look at. You're very out of place here. Like, even you two dwarves are kind of out of place because
We're clean.
you're clean. But yeah, like after a moment or two of being on display for them, they all go back to their drinks. There's several tables that are open that you can go sit at.
So as they all put their heads down, I touch my armor and I go, by any other name, and my armor turns into kind of the same outfits that they're wearing. Like, yes, I'm an 8-foot tall cat, but I look less conspicuous as
So they change into like soot-covered overalls.
Yep. Yeah, and I take, my little makeup kit and I just go like this and spread it on my face a little bit. And
Do you have to lick your fur clean later?
no, I use soap like regular people and other animals. Like, come on,
What other animals use soap?
my dog.
Your dog is weird. But okay, you acclimatize yourself to how they look.
You're a big dirty cat. All right.
Throw him outside.
Little alley cat.
Yep.
You make your way over to the table and sit down. And it doesn't take long, and there's a dwarven waitress comes over, and she's like, "So what are you having?" Very gruff, very gruff.
Ale for me. Whatever you have on for supper, and a room for the night.
Okay, we don't have no rooms.
Well, ale and supper then.
For same thing for everybody.
Just ale.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saucer of milk, please.
Ale. And she turns and walks
Just
away.
pours the ale
Milk
into a
stout.
saucer for you.
It's a milk stout. That's what it is.
She comes back and she's got 5 bowls because she said you didn't want any foodstuffs. 5 bowls of, it looks like a thick stew. Large chunks of some kind of mystery meat float around in it. And 6 big things of ale. And the ale is surprisingly chilled for this
They just have it
type
outside.
of bar. Well, it's even cool. Like it's colder in the cup than it is outside. So
Very cool.
she puts it down. She's like, "That'll be 2 silver."
Is there a place to stay in town that we can find respite for the evening?
She looks you up and down. She's like, "Maybe if you push 2 beds together for you, you lanky street cat." You do dwarf the dwarves.
So, is there any place to rent beds for the
Like,
evening?
you could try the gnome hole over on the east side of town.
Okay, we'll give it a shot. Thank you.
I don't know if it. Nah, you can try it. She seems
Surly.
very rough and grumble. Doesn't really give a shit about what you think about what she says. And she's like, "Yeah, 2 silver, and that's not each. That's for."
Oh,
That's for everybody.
I bought all your drinks.
Well, thank you.
So she disappears back into the crowd, waiting other tables. Every now and then, you guys feel like you're getting the side eye from the different dwarves and gnomes here, but there's not much. You're not picking up a lot of hostility.
If anybody gives me the side eye, or if I feel like anybody's looking at me, I look back at them. Just give them.
Are you like looking for a love interest?
Nope. Just I am here. This is who I am. Would you like to come talk?
You sure that's not a love interest?
That's not a love interest.
So I
I do
perceive the kind of weird looks and everything, and I start to hum a little dwarvish tune that I used to know, and a drinking song from the dwarves, and then I start to break out into song, and I'm singing the good old dwarven shanty of Helm's Deep and the battles of Helm's Deep, and
I'm going to let you roll your perform with advantage. You've acclimatized yourself, and
I have a flip
I hear him
that
start it, and I get
sure you
deeper
can. Do you
into
have
my drink.
performance as a skill? Are you proficient?
Oh
in it?
no,
I don't think
this
so.
can go bad.
I get +2.
Okay.
there once was a dwarf who lived in the mines, who mined all the gold and killed all the wine. He drank till he was dumb and murdered many a man. He was the dwarf of Helm's Deep. We drink to him.
And everybody starts cheering, and the 2 of you performing has got the crowd all worked up, and the bar like
A 23.
is just howling now because Alicia she got up, and while you were singing, she was playing a flute to go with you. Your freestyle Helm's Deep rap. And the bar is, there's lots of dwarves and gnomes coming up and cheersing with you guys now. And a few times you look down and somebody's put odd food stuffs at your table. And think, how come we just got shitty stew? That looks really good.
Nachos.
Nachos. Fantasy nachos? So yeah, you guys have gotten this place quite uproarious and basically just really turned the mood up and changed everybody's dispositions. Maybe outsiders don't suck.
Exactly.
Especially if they sing great songs about dwarves.
Remind them to tip the waitress. Maybe she'll be in a better mood. Good job.
Yeah, so that was kind of my goal, is just to cheer everyone up and have them kind of ignore us a little more after, like, make us more part of the...
Well, yeah, they're definitely not ignoring you now, but they're not side-eyeing you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not ready to stab us as soon as they turn our backs. Well, less likely.
So, is there anything else you want to do, or are you just going to go look for a place to stay for the night? Or
And is there anyone in here who looks like not just a miner? Is there any like guys who might be?
the only people in here that don't look like miners are the staff.
Yeah. Okay.
And even after, as things get more rowdy, even they're ending up covered in soot. Just rubbing up on everybody.
So that's pretty much all we had to do in Huddlestone was talk to that gnome, right?
That's all that we know about. Yeah.
Okay.
Was there anything else about the ale besides it being unusually cold? I'm drinking it.
Roll a con save.
All right.
And will she pass?
23.
You are fine. You are not even inebriated afterward.
Very cold and refreshing though.
Tastes like another.
Tastes like more. Yeah.
So I go over to the waitress and the barmaid or whatever, and I ask her, I'm like, is everything okay here tonight? I hope our songs have helped raise the mood and raise some more glasses for you. And if you'd like, I can sing some more. And if you don't mind me putting down a hat to, get any gold from people, I would gladly do that.
He says, "No, by all means. The tips are flowing nice now. Everybody's in a better mood.
Well, I'll make sure my songs are about tipping the waitress.
Go right ahead. You sing your songs. When you guys are done for the night, you come see me. Don't worry about finding the hobbit hole or the gnome hole."
Oh, okay, well, thank you very much. That's much appreciated.
Good job, Dirty Cat.
So I continue singing and dancing and having fun with all the dwarfs, going from table to table and doing almost the lounge lizard, like, and don't forget to tip your waitress. Hey, don't forget. Yeah,
I'll be here until tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm here until they kick me out. Is everybody partaking and drinking as well?
Yeah.
I'll play along with his singing and stuff.
Lightly.
It's going to be difficult to play the flute and drink.
Yeah.
Unless you're using it as a straw.
Fruit is a straw.
Just plug all the holes.
You play a sour note, dip it into somebody's drink.
Ron Burgundy's down.
Yeah.
Can I get a con save from everyone? You've already done yours, Annika.
Okay.
Oh, motherfucker.
This is considered poison? Yes.
It's alcohol.
So yes.
11.
Okay.
You get 2 dice.
10.
Advantage because it's
Okay.
poison.
24.
Oh boy.
Okay.
That would be 7.
Oh.
13.
Uh-oh.
The bird gets.
There was one number in there particular that sounded like heaven
Yes.
and rhymed with getting really drunk. So you maybe partake a little too much of this refreshing ice cold ale, and you are feeling pretty good, Ren.
Cool.
Do you guys continue partying until the sun comes up, or are you gonna go to bed?
I'm going to go to bed.
I'm going to go to bed.
I'm going back.
So I see them all getting kind of drunk and a little tipsy, so I remember I mentioned to everyone, I'm like, don't forget, the barmaid said if we don't have to go over to the gnome's hole or whatever it is, she'll find us a place to stay, so we can go talk to her, I think.
Well, one of you is gonna continue to stay out drinking until the wee hours.
Well, that's me, because I'm making money.
Oh, no.
2 of you.
It's the one who failed his
I'm
con
the one who failed this con save, yeah.
He's just sitting in the corner.
You can probably recite the songs that he's been singing perfectly. But you will suffer from a level of exhaustion for the next day. You'll have disadvantage on your ability checks, and that only lasts until your next short rest.
Short rest?
Or long rest.
Long rest?
Yeah,
Okay.
exhaustion gets away on long rests. So yeah, you guys end up one at a time making your way to the waitress, and she's set up just 6 cots for you in the back room. It's not much, but it's free.
7 cots. Cat sprawled over two of them.
So yeah, and like you don't have to pay for it. You guys wake up in the morning. Everything still smells like, well, it smelled like soot before. Now it smells like stale beer. You can hear movement out in the main area. So the five of you make your way slowly out to the main area, and you can see Ren still swinging around a tankard of ale, partying with like two really wrecked looking dwarves and one gnome that is basically just weekended burning it. He's passed out and he's being carried between the two dwarves as they're all partying.
And the waitress is just sitting there behind the bar staring at them.
No,
like,
she's
go
gone.
to bed.
Ren, have you been up all night? It's morning now.
Is it?
Yeah, that light coming through the window isn't a torch.
Oh well.
Are you ready to leave, Ren?
Can we say goodbye to your friends?
Sure.
You gonna come with your friend Tova?
Come on, Ren. Time to go. You don't look so good. Is that a white feather?
Stop moving.
I think that's a white feather.
It's Ren, the original party bird.
Yeah. It's like, stop yelling
Stop
at me.
moving. You gotta carry me.
Why are you all yelling at me?
So yeah, the townsfolk of Huddleston are they're starting to make their way from their homes and wandering towards the hills. They look much cleaner than they did last night.
So they all heading off to work in the morning.
I wash my soot off my fur, and turn my armor back into just its kind of studded leather, but with a dwarven look to it.
Very runic then.
Yes.
Okay. So you guys are in Hiddleston.
Cultural appropriation.
Jasper, why does your runes say made cheaply?
It says made in water.
No, it says made cheaply.
You should see what his tramp stamp says.
Hey.
So, where are you guys headed to now?
So we're going to head down to this fork in the road and then back up north towards Ironmaster.
So it looks about double the distance of what we traveled yesterday. If you look at road distances.
Yeah, it's going to end up being very late by the time you get there. You will be able to make it there in a day, but it takes way more than 8 hours, because you can make it 25 in 8 hours.
Yeah.
So, as you guys make your way there, you start seeing these. In the distance, you can see large vertical stones, almost obelisk-like. And as you get closer, you can see that they're covered in different dwarven runes. But as you approach, that is where we're going to take a bit of a breather. I don't know if you have anything you'd like to tell us about, Jasper. Anything coming up that we need to know about?
Bathroom breaks? No? Oh, okay.
You can have bathroom breaks while you're at what I'm thinking about.
You can. After almost 2 years, we are bringing back Winter Gax in 2022. Save the dates, February 4th, 5th, and 6th, as we are returning to the Moose Jaw Cultural Center with all sorts of amazing activities. Classics like Dungeons & Dragons, like you see here, a fully stocked board game lounge, fully networked PC LAN area, and miniatures like War Machine, Warhammer, and as such. That's 2022, the Sastel Pioneer Winter Gax, February 4th, 5th, and 6th. Watch our socials and website, and registration is open. Hopefully see you all there.
It'll be easier to see them there than it is through the camera. That's
You
for
are
sure.
correct.
Tech Goblin, if you want to star wipe us, we'll take a bit of a breather and then we'll come back and we'll see what's going on with these obelisks.
It's Wayne's World.
You know what? Not gonna do it. Nope. You guys make me say the same thing over and over again. It's boring. Can't we at least have some screams of fear and blood geysers? Not in the budget. You don't pay me. I'm bound by this circle. I at least want the same thing as Tech Goblin. Uh-huh. Really? Huh. He really has terrible negotiation skills, doesn't he? Well, that was episode 17 of Moose Jaw Gamers and No Good Rolls, Just Good Role Playing. It was recorded while streaming on Twitch. Check out their channel for live streams. Please like and subscribe here and on Twitch. You can see the continuation of their adventure in about a week's time. And hopefully not me.